Now, moving to mentorship. Mentorship is supposed to be a topic on its own, like not bringing it together like we are doing now, but we are just going to touch it because we are still talking about how accountability and mentorship, can impact your journey of self-discovery. So I would like to ask, when we talk about mentor, a lot of people have is a controversial topic. Some people will say no, they don't want a mentor because of a lot of disappointment they've had on that journey while growing up, a lot of things. So personally, I want to pose this question to you. Who has been a significant mentor or role model in your life?
Ooh, it's a big question. But like I I mean,
I know you say God. I know you say God.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
God is
sure.
number
Your
one.
shows are number one mentor. But like, and
Over
really,
to
that's
you.
that's a great question. And I know that people always have this fear of mentorship, but I would say if I look at my life, I always like to talk about I've had official mentors and non-official mentors or unofficial mentors, official mentors and unofficial mentors. So official mentors to me are people that, I give them this mentorship title and
Mm.
I'm able to like meet with them in my career. And of course, I have mentors in my career, I have mentors in my personal life, I have mentors in my maybe like financial mentors from a distance. But like I have people that I look up to. That's just what it means to me. Like having a role model is someone that you look at them and you're like, they are spurring you to become a better version of yourself whenever you look or you think about these people. I mean, my mom always stands out for me, like, because she's such a woman of great wisdom. So there is nothing I'm thinking about. Like, she comes to my mind first and foremost. Like, first and foremost, my mother is there. And because all over, she gets that title of my official mentor all over in every aspect of her life. She's such a 360
Wow.
degree. And then in my
Hmm.
career, I have
Shout
mentors.
out to Dr. T's mom, wherever
Shout
you
out to
are.
my
Thank you for
mom.
doing a great job.
Yes. And then of course in my career, oh, I have people pour into my life. I can't even start mentioning their names now, but I've had people that they sit with me, they tell me, Tolu, this party you're trying to go on is not a profitable one. I mean, they knock me so much that some of my mentors will be like, you keep saying that and you run away from me because I said something, but you come back by the time you self-reflect. And I've had people that, they don't say so much, but they are just like, and their official mentors are just pointing into my life, telling me, pushing me in my career aspiration, giving me like ideas on my career trajectory and all of these things. And also like in my personal life, I have unofficial mentors. These are people that we don't get to talk every time, but whenever I sit with them, I like, oh my goodness, I have this like when I sit to talk with them, they just like pour volumes. I'm like, I'm just like, I'm taking mental notes. I'm getting home and I'm going to journal like ideas, ideas, ideas. And also I've gotten unofficial mentors from the books I've read. I read a lot of books. There are so many women that I've read their books. I'm like, this is priceless. Gems, like gems of wisdom.
Whenever
So,
you're reading a book and you're feeling
like when you're reading a book and you're like, this book, it hits
it. This
differently.
is deep.
It's deep. And so I've had people that I've never even met before, but I can tell you that their book has influenced me. Their book has shaped me. Their books have taught me to, dream and don't be afraid to dream as a woman. And so definitely mentorship, and I've also had peer-to-peer mentoring. Like these are like my colleagues. Like you are right here, Moshola. There are ways that you model good example for me. Like when we talk, I'm like, look at all these ideas she just sharing with me. So mentorship can come from anywhere. Like we just have to, our mind just has to be able to accept that we're not meant to do life alone. And more importantly, you can't give what you don't have. Like if you cannot be someone who is going to be constantly draining from people and not even having something to pour back into their lives. Like my mentors, there are some of my mentors that I may not be able to, to give them big things or to give them big ideas, but because I'm also still dreaming, and when I'm talking to them, they see that she's dreaming, and I'm hoping that my dreams are also keeping them dreaming. That's all. As long as we're all dreaming together, like the goal is that we don't want to stop dreaming. We don't want to get to that point where we just be like, oh, we've achieved everything and that's enough. No, there will always be like more heights to get to. There will always be like more mountains to surmount. There'll be more things to do. So all I need is just like to surround myself with dreamers. Are we all dreaming together? As long as you're a dreamer, you will be somebody who can, like, and of course, not like dreaming. I mean, you're a dreamer.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, just having, and of course, community. I belong to a couple of communities that, sometimes I'm just like that very silent person that I'm listening. And of course, I also end up sharing things, but I've had communities pour into my life. And wherever I find myself, the first thing I'm looking for is God. I'm praying to like, God, connect me to my community in this space. Like wherever I am, there is a community that God has ordained for me in that space. I just need to find them. And and then by the time I'm waiting for them to come, I'm also preparing myself to be that right member of that community so that they won't come and everybody will be like, there's nothing working here. Let all of us be sharpening one another together. So yes, definitely, I've had significant role models in my life, official and non-officials, and I always definitely pray for them. Even people that they may not even be classified as unofficial mentors, but they still like role
models. Yeah, and in fact, I know your perception about mentorship, because some people just believe that when we talk about mentorship, it has to be just one particular person that will be doing it. So I believe from what you have said now, the first thing is discover yourself. What are your passions? What are your interests? What do you love doing? Surround yourself with people like dreamers, like you said, people that have, ambitions, even if they don't have the same goal, the same dream, the same ambition like you are, but their zeal, their effort in putting everything into their vision and achieving it and actualizing it is enough to motivate you. And this can as well impact, like they are mentoring your life, peer-to-peer, your parents, friends. Don't be too rigid. Mentoring is not about having just a fixated person, but be dynamic. It will come from anywhere. Just be sensitive enough to know that this person has actually impacted my life in one way or the other. Thank you so much for that submission, Dr. T. I sincerely appreciate your this. Genuine. All right, so moving on. I would also like to have how mentorship has impacted your growth and decision making. You shared a lot about your significant role model, how they've been so helpful. You are not just fixated about a particular person, but you gather from different people, both official and unofficial mentors. How has mentorship impacted your growth and decision making?
Thank you. It's a very interesting question. I think I learned this quote early on from was late Professor Izzy Obayo. She says that when you stand on the shoulders of giants, you're able to see further ahead. So I don't know where that quote came from. I don't know if it was our own quote, but I heard it from her. And just made me realize that the truth is that we always need these giants to stand on their shoulders. Having mentors, for example, in my career, I can start with my career because I've been in academia for 12 years. And in my 12 years in academia, I had you have like mentors, even for your PhD advisor, you have co-advisors, you have people in the department who are like senior colleagues. Like academia is designed in such a way like that. But of course, because people are senior colleagues doesn't officially like make them your mentors. But even within the space of the department, right, you can definitely like meet with people who you see that these people are making a lot of progress in their career path. And these are people that you can walk up to and be like, please, I would like you to mentor me on this journey so that I just don't be like any regular academic out there. So and then having these people in my life, when I faced when I was at crossroads of taking significant decisions, important decisions. I remember clearly during my PhD, I was having I had to make decisions concerning the research I was going to do, and I just had to meet with some people to talk to them, and because they were giants, like they had gone ahead of me, it was easy for me to talk to them, and it was easy for them to tell me okay, if you take this part, this might be some of the bottlenecks. Are you ready for these bottlenecks? Or are you considering this other part? And so definitely it quickened or it helped my decision making to be less stressful. instead of me like doing trial and the error kind of thing. And of course, this having mentors also, I think we mentioned it before, that it comes with transparency and trust.
Yeah.
Like, these are not people that you just want to use them and dump them. These are people that you are staying true to. You are staying true to. You're saying, what you tell me, thank you for what you're sharing with me. I will also like go back in my own corner, pray about it, and then give it like, tell you whatever decision I've come up to. So, but definitely it really, really helped me. It helped me to grow faster. It helped me to identify time wasters, even in academia. And, even when it came to like some of the most important things that an academic should focus on, it was my mentors who guided me, when it came to like publishing research papers, or even like doing sound research, or, quality over quantity, was my mentors who guided me. And same thing applies for other skills of my life, like in my personal life, family life, my finances. I always just enjoy talking with people. Like, of course, having a discerning spirit is really, really important, because you can't just like go keep talking to everybody. But they have enriched my growth. Having mentors has really, really enriched my growth. And I've just enjoyed the gift of men, the gift of sound mentorship from people. And I think it just also makes me just want to, pour into the lives of people, not as a mentor. I don't have to be a mentor if, because it is up to someone to say, oh, I choose to call you a mentor, but to just be somebody who like creates a safe space for people, to just create a safe space for growth, a safe space for learning, a safe space to, come and have insightful discussion and rub minds together. And, and that has also like even helped me in my personal growth, because as I think we already mentioned, it can be a two-way thing. So we're both pouring into each other's lives. In as much as you're pouring into my life, I'm pouring into your life, you're also inadvertently pouring back into my life. So yes, mentorship has really helped me to grow a lot.
Yeah, I think from your submission, when it comes to growth and decision making, because we have categorized mentorship in different form, like peer-to-peer, it could be your parents, it could be official, it could be unofficial. But when it comes to decision making, I think it should be from people that are giants, people that have been ahead of you. Like, you started with a parable. When you stand on shoulder of giants, what happened?
You're able to see further.
You'll be able to see further. If there's anything, our viewers at home, if there's anything we should take away from this particular one, is stand on the shoulder of giant for you to be able to see further. I'm sorry for those that does not understand Yoruba, like Yoruba have the West Africa, Nigeria, they will say ọmọdé ò lè ṣe kíni.
Kò lè láṣọ tó bá láṣọ tó bá báyìí, kò lè lákìísà tó.
Exactly. So that's just it. I think we should look for people that have gone ahead of us in that particular thing we want to do. Look ahead, because they will be able to advise us better. They've been there, they've weathered the storm, they've been through the hurdles, they've been to both the disadvantage and the advantage part of it, the positive and the negative, and they'll be in the right position to tell us that, okay, I think you can do it this way. So thank you so much for that. When it comes to growth, when it comes to decision making, in as much as we're also looking at the submission from peer-to-peer, decision, their advices, we should rather focus on those people that have been ahead of us and they are genuine enough to tell us their story and impact our lives positively. Thank you so much. So to round this program up, on today's episode of The Ties, where we are talking about accountability and mentoring on the journey of self-discovery, what advice would you give to someone seeking a mentor?
Great question. I would say that that's one of the best decisions you will ever make in your life. When you get to that point where you realize that you shouldn't do this life alone, that would be one of the very best decisions you make in your life. What I would say to you, firstly, is to tell you that you want to seek out people that align with your values and your goals. Like people that align with your values, more importantly, your morals. What do you value in life? Are these people also, can you, if you look at their lives, are they living, there's a woman, it's just because my should always tell me, are they living a Bible pattern life? If that is who, like, if that is the biggest thing for you, you know, or are they saying something else? Are they saying, do as I say, but don't do as I do? You understand? So you first want to be sure that these are people that they align with your values and your goals in life. I'll also say that humility is very important. Like, you don't want to have
What's
this
important for that?
humility. Humility.
Humility.
Yeah,
Wow.
humility is very important. You can't just, you know, you don't want to get to that point where you believe you know it all. Like you have this, I too know mentality. I know it all.
Yeah.
What does anybody have to add to me? I can learn
I
from
can
each
survive without leaning on any shoulder. I'm
yes,
superwoman, I'm a superhero.
Glory, Ro. You can learn from anywhere. You can learn,
Okay.
you know, sorry to drop that in. But like for me, like, you know, I was a lecturer for 10 years plus, right? I was teaching students in biochemistry. And the truth was that I love to talk to my students because I was always learning from them, learning something new. They helped me to stay young. They helped me to, you know, they would come and, you know, some of them would always come to my office and be like, you know, Miss Tolu, you know, they're bringing all of this, you know, during the time we're supposed to meet, of course, not during my work hours. But like, I always love to just be around them because they keep you open-minded. You don't want to get to that point. The moment you stop learning, you start dying. The moment you get to the point when your mind, you're like, I've achieved it all. You just start dying. You are no longer learning. And so learning has to be a lifelong thing. Humility is the first starting point to be able to know that you can learn from anywhere. It can be diagonal, it can be horizontal, it can be vertical. Anywhere, you can learn from anywhere. And of course, in seeking a mentor, there has to be some openness and some trust. So if you're still the person who is struggling, you know, you rather like hide things. You don't want to, they ask you questions. You don't want, you are simply going to be wasting people's time. You know, there are times that myself and my accountability partners will meet 2 hours, we're still discussing. We're still discussing the issues on ground because we're not coming to come and be hiding things. When we finish, we discuss it, we turn it into prayer. Father Lord, these issues we have discussed, we need intervention. So there has to be some form of openness and trust, and of course, respecting one another, respecting that whatever stage of this mentorship or whatever type of mentor they are, either peer-to-peer, official or unofficial, you want to be able to accord them that respect of their time and their resources and their energy that is spent talking to you. So I would say, I think I already mentioned like maybe 2, 3, and of course, more importantly, please bring something to the table. Like, there is nobody who doesn't appreciate someone who brings something to the table, no matter how small. No matter how small. Like, I have a mentor in my career journey. Sometimes, like, we talk about our kids. Like, our kids are like I think she has like a kid who's like in the same age bracket with my first daughter, and then, you know, just like talk about things about them. You know, I rub mine. Maybe we share some apps that we're using to learn. Like after we talk about career, we just switch it, you know, just talk about also how are the kids doing, what's happening in their life right now, you know, just bring something to the table. Don't just be the person who's always wanting to collect from people and you don't have anything to give back to them. So I think, and of course, you also have to be proactive. You may have to reach out to people. It's okay if you want official mentors, you may need to reach out to them to really say, you know, I'm seeking you to be an official mentor, and I'm, you know, asking if it is okay to, you know, if it's okay, are you able to take up the role of an official mentor? They could decline it and it's fine. And they could be like, you know, I can be in your life, but I may not be able to take up this role of an official mentor. I could be an unofficial mentor, you know, like if you need anything, I'm available at so and so time. And
yeah, people already started lots of responsibilities.
Exactly.
So they do not want to commit fully to that, but they can be unofficial.
And it's fine. And it's fine to, you know, it's fine. And some people may even like want to start with unofficial before they move to that next level because time is money. And of course, even when people even give you the position of an unofficial mentor, please respect their time. Don't waste it. Don't waste their time. You're supposed to meet with them. You keep having excuses every time. Like when you're supposed to show up in a meeting, even in a community of learners, like if you have a community that you people are doing like mentorship or maybe like a growing community and you're supposed to be in meetings, respect people's time. If you cannot be there, take excuse ahead of time. Don't just, because people would have prepared their time, prepared themselves to come point into your life, and then you just don't show up. And you are fine. And that kind of person will reach out to me and say, oh, I'd like you to, be a model. Or I'm like, I'm sorry, my time is precious. You can't waste my time. So don't waste people's time. And of course, definitely prayer is important, even before you go into that step. Because a mentor is not supposed to direct the affairs of your life. They are only supposed to guide you and coach you, guide you along the pathway. They will only lead you and maybe, if possible, give you suggestions or ask you questions that will spur you to think deeper, like that will spur you and be like, oh my God, what have I been thinking about all my life? So mentors are not supposed to direct your life. They are not supposed to be in the front seat of your life driving you. They are like, you're learning to drive and they're just sitting beside you and talking to you. So don't be looking for somebody that you want to hand over the
wheel of your life,
the wheel of your life and say like,
the wheel of your life.
Thank you. Take the wheel. No, nobody's going to do that for you in this same theory. And people also have things. People are we have families that are growing. We're also trying to be there, be present. So if somebody gives you a fraction of their time, please don't take it for granted. Appreciate it. And prayer, I was going to talk about the point of prayer. Praying for your official and unofficial mentors and your role models. Everyone who is pouring into your life, constantly pray for them, because the world is a danger field. People could be up today, down tomorrow, and you don't want some of these people to constantly remain down. So you have to pray for them. Add days of the week when you are praying and praying silently for them. But Father, my unofficial, if you have their names, write it down and call them and say, these people that are pouring into my life, God, pray, sow seeds of prayer into their life, into their ministries, into their families, into their destiny, into their generation. Because as they are doing it, it's also coming back to you in multiple folds. Because it takes a lot. I can tell you that it takes a lot to mentor. It takes a lot to be a mentee. It takes a lot to also be able to even accept that responsibility on both sides, both as a mentor and a mentee, or even accountability, whatever name we give to it.
Thank you so much. In fact, there's a whole lot to go. In fact, we are supposed to bring buckets, and pour the information and carry everything like this and tell people this is what I brought from this program. Thank you so much. That was deep. So our listeners at home, people that align with your values and goals are very, very important. And at the same time, I would also like to add that we should be sensitive enough to know when a mentorship or the relationship is becoming toxic. Because if the person is no longer aligned with your goals, your visions, your values, you may want to withdraw. It's not a do or die affair. When somebody is mentoring you and you notice that probably because of issues of life, the person is going through, the person is already digressing, giving you all this toxic information that it's not going to help you. That's like Dr. T said, the issue of mentorship is not about somebody taking over the wheel of your life and driving you. You still have your say, you still have your opinion, you have your vision, you have everything. You just need someone to guide you along the line. Thank you so much, Dr. T.
I'd like to add something quickly just before we run up. And thank you so much for the valuable points that you mentioned. I mean, I was just going to add that, you mentioned about know when to let it go, when it's becoming toxic.
Yeah.
Don't know when to let it go. When there are times in life that a relationship just has to end. Like a mentorship is not something that is done forever. I mean, are we not seeking to grow? Should you continue to look at yourself and be like, okay, I haven't grown. I've been meeting with this person or I've been interacting with this person for years and as there's still no growth in my life. Either a mentor might be the one to want to end it, or a mentee might be the one to want to end it. But know when exactly it is time to let people out, to let people go. I mean, not only because it's toxic, but sometimes it could just be because at that point you have learned enough. And even most times, before somebody would accept to be your official mentor, they tell you that, okay, I'll be doing this for the space of this time. For some people, they tell you that, okay, I'll give you, 1 year of my time or 6 months of my time to, to meet you. Exactly. Yes, if it's official, because You can't just, and that's why I said that when it's official, you're reaching out, you're being proactive, reaching out, you're asking, you're telling them exactly what you want to benefit from their lives, because their time is precious. And for unofficial, you may not even have that kind of discussion. It could just be something that, okay, I can call them at any time, or tell them, or even just unofficially say, like, is it okay to meet with you once a month, to just like rub minds with you. For some people in their minds, they're like, if I do this for 1 year, a time will come and I'll tell you that, okay, hey ladies, we've grown, I sense in my spirit that we've gotten to the point where everybody's able to stand on their feet. I've done my part and I'm letting go. And feel free to be able to reach out to me if at any point you need anything, but I will not be taking up the role of, maybe like unofficial mentor or meeting with you as I'm meeting with you frequently. And it's fine. It's fine. And at that point also, it might even be on you to now begin to do the same for another person. If you actually have grown and you've taken something away from that mentorship. So it's okay. Yeah. It's okay to be able to say it's time to let it go. Either it's toxic or it's not toxic. I mean, the people that do accountability, I do accountability with, I don't expect that we're going to be doing accountability together for the rest of our lives. But I keep telling them, I'm like, I hope that by the end of this year, we should be able to look back and tell ourselves that we grew. But the moment I hear we grew, we moved to the next.
I enjoyed the journey. I enjoyed the ride.
I enjoyed the ride, and I feel comfortable doing it for someone else. And so it's fine to just not be stuck in that same cycle and think that, just get sentimental about things and say, I don't want to leave, because there will be a time. If you don't leave, nature will do something that will cause you to
Nature has the way of splitting it.
Yes, nature has the way of splitting it.
In fact, thank you so much. You've done the summary for me. I don't need to do any more further. So thank you so much, everyone, for taking your time to watch this program today. The Tight with Omoshola and Dr. T. I hope you find it very interesting. And if you still want to see Dr. T's face again, kindly press the subscription button, subscribe, and I'll be able to bring her on the show again. She's a wealth of knowledge, wisdom by God's grace, and she has a lot of topics that she can also enlighten us on outside accountability, mentoring. So I hope to bring her back on this program soon. So see you again in my next video, and thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for watching and subscribe.